Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for this month's Greater Vancouver market update. Our goal with these videos is to bring you unbiased, unspun analysis of the Greater Vancouver housing market. If you enjoy the content and find it valuable, please give it a like, give it a share, hit that subscribe button down below to make sure that you don't miss out on any future episodes. All right, both the Bank of Canada as well as the US Federal Reserve came down with their latest round of quantitative tightening this past month by raising interest rates by 50 and 75 basis points respectively. What does that mean for housing? Well, let's start with lower qualification power for buyers, as well as further adjustment of expectation for sellers. Let's break it all down by taking a closer look at the numbers. Let's start off by taking a look at our sales, listings, months of inventory, and home price index numbers for October, starting with our sales figures, which came in at 1,903 transactions. Now, this is up 12.8% from the previous month, which shouldn't be too surprising as this is a fairly typical seasonal trajectory. Fall is the second busiest time of year when it comes to sales activity. But when we look at this on a year-over-year basis, these 1,903 transactions represent a 45.5% drop over last year. And from a historical perspective, last month was 33.3% below the 10-year average for the month of October. So as you can see, despite the uptick in activity on a month-over-month basis, sales volume is extremely low right now. In fact, these are the lowest sales numbers since the financial crisis back in 2008. The main difference between then and now, however, is that inventory levels were basically twice as high back then, which brings us to active listings, which came in at 9,852, representing a 1.2% decline from the previous month. Inventory levels have basically remained flat for over 6 months now, and with sales outpacing inventory last month, our months of inventory has actually dropped from 5.9 to 5.2 MOI for the month of October. And as I mentioned in a few of my previous videos, this lack of new listings is what has been propping up prices at the current moment, which trickled down only marginally with the HPI price index coming in at 1.148 million, a drop of just 0.6% from the previous month. From a boots on the ground perspective, we are still seeing relatively decent activity on our listings at open houses, but very few private showings. To me, this is a sign that there are a lot of buyers waiting and lurking, but still thinking that prices will come down further and are just waiting for the right opportunity. There's certainly not a lot of urgency right now on the part of the buyer. We've seen quite a few lowball offers getting tossed around out there as well. Getting something at 100 or 200,000 under asking price as a starting point is not uncommon right now, even at the $1 to $1.2 million price range. I've heard the phrase, it's hard to qualify at 7.5%, more times than I'd like to admit in the last 2 months. I've also been on 4 listing appointments in the last little while where the sellers have simply decided that they will not slug it out in these market conditions and said that they will wait until the spring. And if inventory levels hadn't remained flat for the last 6 months, I might be thinking that it's time to revamp my listing presentation. But clearly the people that I'm sitting down with, they're not alone in the sentiment when we look at how listing numbers have been trending over the last little while. And next spring is where I think things will get very, very interesting. We're already hearing stories of people struggling to keep up with their increased mortgage payments. And with another rate announcement from the Bank of Canada scheduled for early December, this unfortunately will not get any better. When you combine this with folks who simply want to list in a more active market, we might finally get that influx of inventory that we've been waiting for. All right, that's it for me for this month. If you found this content valuable, please give it a like, give it a share, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you right back here in about a month's time. Take care, everyone.